In this video, I'm going to discuss one BTO that is my absolute favorite in the upcoming October 2026 BTO launch, and I genuinely think that this is the best deal in the upcoming October. It's not the flashiest, it's not near city center, but I think if you think in the long run and think about living comfort as well as balancing it with resale potential, rent out potential, then I think this project is one of the best budget deals I've seen in the past several years. So I'm talking about Yishun BTO. So this is a mega project that will have 1,580 units of 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, and also 5-room flats, and it is within walking distance to Khatib MRT station because according to Google Map, it's about 400 meters, so definitely within walking distance. Now, in terms of the classification, I am estimating that this will be classified as a standard, and I believe that this project is actually part of the rollout in Chencharu because there were at least 4 projects that have been launched in the Chencharu area in the past several years. Regarding estimated price, if we look at Chencharu Grove, which is from October 2025 BTO launch, back then 2-room flexi for type 1, the price starts from $151,000, while 2-room flexi type 2 starts from $178,000. For 3-room, the price starts from $289,000. 4-room starts from $350,000, and for 5-room, the price starts just above $500,000. And by the way, of course, the price that I'm mentioning here is excluding grants. So if you are eligible for grants, then the price will be even lower than this. So between October 2025 until October 2026, there will be 1 year gap, right? So my guess is that the price will be slightly higher than this. Maybe we can add another 3% or 5% more, but I believe that this Yishun BTO will still be positioned as one of the affordable or budget option in the October 2026 BTO launch. Now let's talk about the location. So this is the map that HDB gave, and then if we check the Google map for corresponding location, I believe this is basically the land plot because it's across the Yishun Stadium and also nearby the home team NS Khatib. So this is the giant land plot, and then as you can see, Khatib MRT station is just here, so very nearby. It's about 400 meters according to Google Map. In terms of amenities, I remember that there's a giant supermarket here in the Khatib MRT station. And according to Google as well, in this area actually got Shengshong supermarket in the Khatib Central. So you have several supermarket nearby. And obviously, if you like active lifestyle, Yishun Active SG Gym is just across the street, as well as the stadium is also there. And then another exciting thing about this project is that there's a possibility that some units for certain blocks might have view over the lower Seletar Reservoir. Why? Because remember that the stadium and the Active SG building is basically like a low-rise building. So if let's say this BTO goes to up to level 18 or something, I think you actually still have a chance to look at the reservoir if you just are located in a very specific block and unit. It's only possible if you are in this particular line of sight, but otherwise it might be blocked by the estuary condo or this older HDB over here. Now, as you can see, the area is really still being transformed, a lot of developments going on, but at least the good news is, if you are worried about amenities across the street, there will be a commercial and residential integrated development which comes with a bus interchange as well as hawker center, so it will be just nearby. And as far as I remember, the other BTO nearby in the Chencharu area also have more amenities. So if you want more options, there are quite a lot within walking distance. Another thing is that this location is also just a short bus ride away to the Yishun Polyclinic, which is right over here. Probably you can even just walk it. It's not that far. It's probably about like 700 meters or something. Okay, this map probably can give you a better look. So as you can see, Khatib Polyclinic is just over here. Now, what about schooling options? As you can see, there are quite a lot of primary and secondary schools in the area. So it's going to be excellent if you have school age children because you would have several options in the area. So that's excellent. And obviously, being so near the Khatib MRT station, it will also give you a direct access to the Raffles MRT station and also City Hall MRT station if you happen to work in the CBD area. Now let's talk about the pros and cons, starting with what I like about this project. Well, definitely I appreciate that this project is near an MRT station. 400 meters you can still walk lah. No need to take a bus. Another thing that I like is that this project has great amenities within walking distance. So even though the on-site facility is limited, it only has 2 preschools and then that's it. But if you look at the map, across the street, it will have a commercial and residential integrated development, a bus interchange, and a hawker center. So I'm guessing across the street it will be probably a condo. And then the BTO surrounding this particular project also have more facilities like hawker center, etc. So even though the on-site facilities is very limited, but you can just easily walk to nearby location. And then another good point about this development is that there's a possibility that some units might have unblocked view to Lower Seletar Reservoir. Of course, this is not guaranteed, but if you look at the map, because across the street is the Yishun Sport Center, which is a low-rise building, then you might actually be able to see Lower Seletar Reservoir Park. But of course, this is only going to be possible for certain blocks, certain units which are located in top floors, but at least the chance is there. Another thing that I love about this project is that it has standard restrictions, which means that it only has the typical 5-year MOP, there's no subsidy clawback, and then you can just rent out the whole flat after MOP. When you want to sell also, the buyer's pools are not limited to their income. So I think this is great. Another thing that I like is because Yishun traditionally has a strong demand, whether it's BTO or whether it's resale. So I believe that if you buy a unit here, your unit will be able to retain good resale and also rent out potentials. Of course, it depends on the unit facing, which floor level that you get. But at least I believe that you would be able to rent out or resell your unit further down the line with not much trouble. And then I also love the fact that this development has almost 1,600 units. This is a mega project, and the reason why it's important is because it will be good for benchmark. So why is it a lot of units is good for resale benchmark? Because once those units have been transacted, then it will be part of the historical transaction of the area, right? It will impact the HDB valuation, which means that you would be able to sell around that same price or even higher. And for your future buyer, it will also sort of reduce the cash over valuation that they will need to pay, while at the same time you can still profit as well. Another thing that I like is that this development has a lot of 5-room flats. So if you look at the unit mix, right, it only has 460 units of 4-room flat, but it will have 650 units of 5-room flats. So that's a lot. It's quite rare to see a project where it has more 5-room versus 4-room. So I think HDB really positioned this development to be very family friendly. If you have the budget, I would actually more recommending to try to ballot for 5-room flat instead of 4-room flat because you'll get more space. And also when you want to sell your unit down the line or maybe rent it out, it will also be a competitive advantage. The only flat unit type that is not available in this development is only 3gen, but it's okay lah. I think 5-room is already quite good. Another thing that I appreciate about this development is that it has a good amount of 2-room flexi, which is 390 units. It's not as much as Berlayar Rise project in the past. They have like more than 800 units of 2-room flexi. So I'm not going to say it's great, but having 390 units of 2-room flexi is still considered good number lah. Another thing I appreciate about this project is the school options. So if you have young children still going to school, if you look at the map, there are several schools nearby within walking distance or maybe reachable by a short bus ride. But the school options are there if you still have school-going age children. Now, on the other hand, what don't I like about this project? Well, I think the competition will be very very high because I do believe that it will not only be me who look at this project as a golden opportunity. I think a lot of people will also notice that. So do expect that this project will have a high application rate, so it will be very competitive. That would be my guess. Another downside is that because the Chencharo area is still growing, do expect some construction noise and dust because the northwest part of this land plot actually is still being developed. So you will be able to probably still hear like construction noise for several years. But then again, the same goes with plenty of other locations in Singapore, right? Another watch out about this project would be, well, North-South Line MRT is notoriously very packed during peak hours. And because Khatib MRT station is somewhere in the middle across the red line, then do expect that the train uh, will always be full, especially during the peak hours in the morning and also during the early evening. But in summary, I do believe that this is a good option, especially if you have a limited budget and you want a project that is more friendly to your wallet. This project truly has a lot of good things going on. Obviously, if you're expecting $1 million resale flat in the future, this project is not it. But if you just want somewhere that you can live comfortably and still retain good resale and also rental potential, then this is the project that I would recommend. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.